This movie is the perfect example of meh. Hey everyone, welcome to another review. Here's my review for the movie Red Sparrow. Yes, Red Sparrow stars Jennifer Lawrence, Joel Edgerton, Mary Louise Parker, Charlotte Rampling, and Jeremy Irons. And this movie is directed by Francis Lawrence, a director that I actually do enjoy. He doesn't really make bad movies. He either makes mediocre movies like Constantine and stuff, or really great films like Catching Fire, Mockingjay Part 1 and 2 and stuff, and I Am Legend. Those are great movies and stuff, and I like him as a filmmaker, and I was very excited to see this movie because Jennifer Lawrence has basically been a hit and miss with me lately, but this looked like a very interesting, very dark film, and it was about like a secret agency. This girl wants to help her mother out, and so she joins this really weird secret agency that's taking down the CIA and all these crime bosses, and it looks like there's some really dark and heavy shit in this film, so I was really anticipating this movie. I got to go see this movie early. It's not that great. this is not that good of a movie. It's like, I don't know what it is with Jennifer Lawrence. She hasn't been like blowing me away lately. I used to love Jennifer Lawrence. Like back in 2012, I thought she can do no wrong. But now lately, she's been just doing really average or mediocre films. Or when she's in a good movie, she's just in the film. So yeah, it's been a little disappointing lately for Jennifer Lawrence. And her in this movie is fine. She is perfectly passable. Just like she was in Mother. Mother, I didn't like that movie, but she was perfectly passable in that film. Same this one. Perfectly passable. All the actors do a good job-ish. Mostly Joel Edgerton. Joel Edgerton is really great in this film. I wish he was more in it. I wish he was the main character, actually, but still. He was great in this movie. All the performances were fine. The direction by Francis Lawrence was okay. The James Newton Howard score was really great. It's not as good as Unbreakable score, but it's still a really good score. It's decently shot. The cinematography is not bad. The action is pretty good. That's it. The story doesn't work. It just does not work. It's tonally all over the place and so inconsistent. This movie, like, I was getting almost annoyed. I'm like, wait, this movie doesn't even know what it wants to be. Doesn't know if it wants to be a drama, or a thriller, or an action movie, or a dark comedy. I don't fucking know. I was laughing at a couple moments I shouldn't have laughed at, but still, this movie didn't know how to pick a tone and pick a genre. Like, it was going all over the place. It was so inconsistent. And it was quite a slog at times. It was boring, and especially in the first, 45 minutes. I was like, okay, this is going to be a drag to get through and stuff. And the movie tries to be atmospheric, but I don't know, it just doesn't work for me. I couldn't get into this world, into the setting, into the characters, so the atmosphere didn't work for me. It just came off boring and dull. Like, atmosphere works perfectly if you love the setting and these characters, and you're trying to put the viewer into the tone of what these characters are feeling. But I had no idea what these characters were feeling. Again, because it was all over the place. I'm like, should I be laughing? Should I be upset? Should I be scared? Like, I don't know what I should be feeling because this movie's not telling me what I should be feeling. It was so all over the place, totally. It was totally inconsistent and just, it was kind of getting on my nerves and stuff. And the story doesn't work as a whole. As a whole, the story doesn't really work. I don't know, it just doesn't work. I don't know. It's not horribly directed, just it was very inconsistent and very muddled at times, and I wish he just picked a tone properly and just stuck with it and everything. The ending was good though, like I'll say that. The ending climax, the last 25 minutes was intense and had some really good moments. However, this movie is filled with very cringy, quite embarrassing moments, I have to say. I'm like, oh my god, what the hell is happening? The movie tries to be dark and bleak and stuff, but it just came off cringy and it just didn't work with the story. I don't know. When I was watching this movie, I just kept saying, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. And I've seen these ideas done better in other films too, so the movie as a whole, I don't think works. There is good things to like about it too, like there is a really good third act. Most of the performances are really good. It is a really nice looking movie. The cinematography is really nice, and the score is so fucking good. The movie just doesn't work. The story doesn't work. The writing doesn't work. The direction is not bad, but it is at times very clunky and muddled and just doesn't make sense. It's so inconsistent, and I didn't have fun with this movie. I just didn't like this movie. I thought it would be a cool idea of this girl in this weird agency, and the shit she has to do in this movie is fucked right up, but I don't know, I couldn't get into it. I couldn't get into the story. I couldn't get into these characters. I just didn't give a shit. By the time the movie was over, I'm like, how long was this movie? This movie felt like 4 hours, but it was like 2 hours, but like, it felt long and felt boring and dull and just, it was a slog to get through and just, I can't recommend this movie. This movie will come out in the next like week or so. I recommend avoiding this film. Like I wanted to go see Annihilation instead, so I have to see that movie later now because I wanted to see this movie early and shit like that. But unfortunately, I think the movie Annihilation, it's getting good reviews. That movie looks way better. But still, Red Sparrow, I can't recommend it. There's good things in it, but there's also bad things. It's just kind of like I can't say it's a really bad movie because the good stuff is really good, but again, there's a lot of bad stuff, so it's just kind of for me. So yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give the movie Red Sparrow a 5.4 out of 10, so yeah, can't recommend this one. So yeah, that was my review for the movie Red Sparrow. So in the comment section below, please tell me what is your favorite movie directed by Francis Lawrence. Yes, Francis Lawrence. He's pretty underrated, and he's actually a pretty decent director. He's got a lot of good films, so yeah. Tell me what is your favorite Francis Lawrence movie. My favorite is Hunger Games: Catching Fire. But what is your favorite? Comment below, let me know. And as always, for this video, please like, subscribe to this channel, and join the dark side.